Good evening. Welcome back. We're out of our executive session. Can I get a motion to return to normal session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's no action being taken from the executive session we had earlier. Welcome, everybody, to our regular council meeting of April for the town of Port Royal. We had our Pledge of Allegiance on our invocation before our executive session, so we're going to get right into, approval of minutes. We have 3 sets of minutes in our packet. March 2nd, council workshop, March 9th, public hearing, March 9th, regular council meeting. What is the pleasure of council?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the council workshop of March the 2nd, 2022, the minutes from the public hearing of March 9th, 2022, and the minutes from the regular council meeting of March 9th, 2022.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any corrections, deletions, additions? Once again, the staff does a great job. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Just because we don't say this often, staff, how soon after do they get posted on our website if people want to read them? Kadisha? Tomorrow? Okay, so just so that everybody knows, the meeting minutes will be posted within 24 hours after we approve them, in case anybody wants to go and read them. It's been a while since we said that. I think it's important we remind everybody that that's how you can get those meeting minutes if you'd like to read those as well. Next, we have a proclamation. So the proclamation is for the Child Abuse Prevention Awareness. Kristen and Christina, both?
Tina, I'm filling in for.
Well, come forward and tell us who you are.
I'm Chris. Ooh, this is not on. But you can hear me fine.
Is that on, Sean? Can you?
Yeah,
It's on?
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Facebook.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, I'm Kristen Dubrowski. I'm the CEO of Hopeful Horizons. We're the local children's advocacy, domestic violence, and rape crisis center. And we also have Tina Kuhn with us, and she is the...
Director of Residential Services, and I'm filling in for Christina Wilson. She's
Okay.
the Executive Director of CAPA. She could not make it tonight.
And so Tina's with Kappa's Open Arms Shelter, and we're so grateful to y'all for having us tonight. I know you're going to read the proclamation, and we just want to say thanks to you all for doing this, for proclaiming April as Child Abuse Prevention Month, and just recognize that last year Hopeful Horizons and Kappa served over 600 local victims of child abuse, so definitely a huge issue we're dealing with in our area.
All right, let me go ahead and read this into the record. A proclamation by the town of Port Royal for Child Abuse Prevention Month proclamation. Whereas South Carolina future prosperity, equality, and life depends on the healthy development of more than 1.1 million children residing in the diverse communities across our state, and where abuse and neglect must be a priority that requires individuals, family, child-serving organizations, schools, faith-based groups, businesses, government agencies, and civic leaders to support the physical, emotional, social, and educational well-being of all children. And whereas children's abuse is a serious public health issue with wide-ranging social consequences, as a data shows that links between abuse and neglect of children and a wide range of costly medical, emotional, psychological, and behavioral issues into adulthood, and whereas parents and caregivers who have the support systems and family and friends know where to find public resources and understand how to remain resilient in challenging times, are best equipped to provide safe, nurturing environments for their children, and whereas statewide and community prevention programs serve as a proven and effective way to reduce child abuse and neglect no matter the geography, region, race, ethnicity, or economic status. And whereas in the fiscal year 2019-2020, there were 8,924 found Child Protection Service investigations in South Carolina. And whereas in 2020, Hopeful Horizon and Kappa provided child abuse prevention training to over 3,000 children and adults. Now therefore, I, Joe DeVito, Mayor of Port Royal, in the great state of South Carolina, do hereby proclaim April 2021 Child Abuse Prevention Month throughout the town, and encourage all South Carolina to dedicate themselves to prevent the equity, and the life of every child.
Here, here.
Thank you. We'd like to get some pictures, Sean? Council, welcome down to this. Let's do this all. Sure. I like everybody.
All right.
Yes, all?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's slim and trim. Okay, ready, and 1, 2, 3, one more. Okay, got it. Perfect.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for everything you do. Council, anything you want to say to them before they go?
Thank you for everything you do in our community.
Yep, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yep, anything we can do to help, please let us know.
Ben, council briefing.
Just a few updates. Obviously, went through it last week. Duncan O'Quinn is going to start on the Little Joe and one other boat later this week. Both have been basically declared abandoned, so we'll be relocating them from the dock. Just wanted to make you aware of that. The CDBG project, the Royal Palm Sewer Project, we're running along smoothly, but now we're dealing with an adjacent property owner that wants to be compensated for the underground easement and for the interruption of business. So we're trying to work through those issues with that owner. It's the preserve department, so I'll keep you posted as we move that forward. So I've made them aware of how this project is being funded, why it's being funded, that there's not a whole lot of discretion in terms of available dollars. Obviously, we are taking ownership of some adjacent roads as a result of this project. So we're plugging away. So our lawyer's talking to their lawyer, trying to figure all that out. We also, on Monday, did receive the Parks and Recreation Development funding through the legislative delegation for the installation, about $56,000 worth of fitness equipment that will be at the Naval Heritage Park. So hopefully we'll finish the sidewalk, which connects to the bridge, get you to the Naval Heritage Park, into downtown Port Royal, so you don't ever have to get off a bad trail and you can take care of all your fitness needs in one area.
Right, so what you're talking about here is an outdoor fitness gym in
Right.
the Naval Heritage Park, or the
Yes.
skate park, as people know it,
Yep,
located right there, and we received that grant on Monday.
yes, we did.
Thanks to Parks and Recs,
Absolutely.
past chair Greg and current, who really worked this one through the process and helped us get that grant.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify one thing that was mentioned last week, that the pipes were being used for dredging. They're not. They're actually for pilings that will be driven, both here and in Charleston.
Correct, here and in Charleston. So they'll be floating them out of here and bringing them to Charleston.
Right, exactly, so.
Using some here and some in Charleston.
That's my
Right.
understanding, yes.
Let's see, next week, we will have the Stormwater Utility Board meeting here. The board members are coming to take a look at the Cypress Wetlands project as a stormwater feature / amenity. So I have Travis Folk coming down to kind of give a history and what the function of it is. So that's, I'll give you the specific time on that if you're interested in attending. And unless you have any other questions,
No, sir.
okay. Sure.
Because spoke about it at the last council briefing, but and I know we put it in all of our emails. Can we go over, what's the procedure for our bulk trash pickup? How does that work? I guess I was getting calls this weekend about it.
You're supposed to schedule it. You're
Okay.
supposed to call us and
So
say, hey.
before you put something out, you need
Right,
to call.
right. Before you put something out, call us and we'll pick it up. But what we're seeing now is a lot of mixed debris piles. You might see, obviously, oak leaves and the fuzzies are out, but people are putting stuff on these piles and they're not supposed to. It's not legal. So we're trying to put hangers out. So if you will, it's very easy. Call us and get it scheduled and we'll pick it up. Now, right now, we're in the midst of significant leaf pickup. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
No, I just had.
But we do have some random dumping that is happening, and in those cases, we try to identify who may have done it, and then we just have to clean it up, unfortunately.
Is that a code violation?
Yes, if we can find anything in the
That
debris,
identifies it to who?
yes, yeah, we will.
They write their name on it?
Well, they'll leave a receipt, you know.
It's usually mail.
Yes.
Yeah. No, absolutely,
Yeah.
okay. I just had people ask me
Yeah.
about that this week.
Yeah.
And then another thing I was asked about too, if there was any update on what's going on with up at Kent's Corner up there, we know.
I've asked the question.
They've started to mark trees, and so people are
Right.
now asking about, what are they about to do? They cutting them down?
Well, I think if anything, they might be moving towards closing. I don't know if they've closed it yet, so I'm sure as a function of that closing, they've got to have it
But there's no
surveyed.
permits submitted to the town to do
You
anything
don't have
on that
anything.
site. Can't-
Well, there's a lot of blue tags on all
That's what
the,
they're
like the
talking
I'd
oak
probably
trees
just do
in
a
there.
tree
what
topo or
else?
something.
Yeah,
on
probably
that.
just a tree survey.
Yeah, they're not gonna come down.
No, they
And,
I
can't.
would
They're
hope
not gonna
they
come
would.
down without permits.
And then, one last thing,
Yeah.
any update from Safe Harbor about when we can expect them to
Representative.
start?
I think that we've started, there's going to be a more regular interface with them. But right now, that I know that they're focused kind of on this concrete construction piece. They're working on the marina permit. But as far as the balance of the development, I know that they've had some discussions with a third-party group for the residential piece and some of the commercial construction.
If you could just relay to them, maybe that we'd love to have someone come to
Don't we
the
have a
main
meeting?
meeting and
Don't-
just kind of give us a little update.
Don't we have something scheduled on the May 2nd?
Yeah.
Yeah, May 2nd. They've already,
come-
you should have an
okay.
invite.
Okay.
Maybe, I'll make sure that everybody's got it, but there was an invite sent out a while ago. It's
Because we requested a more regular.
May
update.
2nd, around 11 o'clock.
Yes, just they said they'd keep us updated,
Right.
and we really haven't been updated, so we'd like to have that information.
Well, we can ask them at that point.
Yes.
May 2nd
May 2nd.
Like 11 o'clock in
in
the
the day?
morning.
Okay.
I want to highlight again the shrimp boats. So
Yeah.
2 shrimp boats are going to be leaving the dock,
Correct,
and they're not returning.
correct.
I just want to make sure that there's a lot of confusion on what's happening at the shrimp dock.
Sure is.
But
Little
again,
Joe and
Didn't know
Tammy.
that.
the 2 that are closest to going down, I know
Yes.
that. And
Right.
both of them have been surrendered to the town by the owners. And now the
Becca's
town
gonna take care of it.
are taking care of it financially and getting those boats before they hit the bottom. Because once they hit the bottom, the fee goes up, doubles the cost to get them back up off the bottom and get them out of there.
And we just want to start the work, get the work done, and then the boats will be able to come back.
Boats will be able to come
because
back.
People misread the article and
Right.
thought that they were not going to be able to come back. It will be a viable working dock.
Right, the whole process is to get the boats off the dock so that the dock
sink.
can be rebuilt, then get a new dock built, and then the boats will return if they would like to, and we want them to. So, you're gonna keep seeing this over the next couple of months. Anybody's got any questions, please let us know.
And the intent of the dock was always to be a working dock.
A working dock. Yep.
Thank you.
That's it. Council,
I'm
any
good,
questions for
sir.
Van? Everybody's good now?
That's it.
All right, so we've got first readings. Van, you want to go ahead and introduce
Sure.
it?
Ordinance 2022-1, an ordinance annexing to the town of Port Royal approximately 1.51 acres of real estate located in Beaufort County described as Beaufort County Tax District 100, map 33A, parcels 254, 404, and 406. This is property located at 32 and 34 Savannah Highway. This is well within the anticipated growth boundary established by the Northern Regional Plan. The Metro Planning Commission considered the request and unanimously recommended the annexation within the town of Port Royal. The 3 properties that you see in green or surrounded by green line are the properties in question. And obviously, what's in color is what's currently in the town of Port Royal. So it's immediately adjacent to basically what's Parker's and some of that small little shopping area.
So that'd be the gas station, the vacant lot,
And then,
and
Yeah.
chiropractor.
Currently a medical office,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be the intended use.
It doesn't pick up gray bar though.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
is the applicant present? Want to say anything? Yes. Come forward. Go ahead. Just go ahead and tell us your name.
Oh, my name is Mary Koyman, and I own 34 Savannah Highway.
Very good.
I'm Gabriel Singleton. I'm standing in for Encore Patel, and I own the barbershop next to the gas station.
Very good. And you have applied for annexing in, and both properties are good with this?
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, we welcome you to the town.
Thank you very
Not
much.
yet, remember?
I do.
Dawn and
I
Joe?
do remember
Very-
you,
yes.
that's
You
right.
were our chiropractor many, many, many years ago.
That's right.
Yes, very good.
All right.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Thank you very
all.
much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll open up an annexation for public comment. Does anybody have any public comment? Hearing none, what's the pleasure, of council?
I move that we approve ordinance 2022-1.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Thank you. Next ordinance.
Yeah, ordinance 2022-2, an ordinance to zone approximately 1.51 acres of real estate located in Beaufort County, described as Beaufort County Tax District 100, map 33A, parcels 254, 404, and 406 in Beaufort County to be zoned T4 UC. This was the request made by the applicants for the properties that y'all just voted on for annexation. The requested zoning complies with the future land use map. The Metro Planning Commission also unanimously approved the request for this designation.
Thank you, Van. And just for an explanation, because it's been a while since we've done an annexation, if it's the first time hearing this, we have to annex the property first before we can set the zoning. They have to be separate motions, so that's why it happens the way it happens in that way. So we have to annex, because we can't zone something is not in our boundaries, so we have to annex it and then zone it, and it can't be a single combined ordinance in that way. So, pleasure, council.
And I move that we approve ordinance 2022-2.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Jerry got you by a little bit. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Thank you. Last one, C.
Yeah, ordinance 2022-3, an ordinance to provide for the issuance and sale not exceeding $3 million, a $3 million general obligation bond, Series 2022 of the Town of Port Royal, South Carolina, to prescribe the purposes for which the proceeds shall be expended, to provide for the payment thereof, and other matters relating thereto. Basically, the town would be borrowing $3 million over a 10-year period to address a significant resurfacing program that we have had in place for quite some time on town-owned roads, as well as complete some of the sidewalks that we've approved throughout the years, including those around Port Elementary, as well as to address some stormwater improvements that we do have adjacent to, I believe, the Madrid Anchor Park area. So this will allow us to actually do that work. We discussed this previously at the retreat, where we'll be in a position, hopefully, with the growth of the fund balance to offset the millage that we need to establish to underwrite the payment of the bond, and basically net out almost zero in terms of impact on property owners and their tax rate, or their millage, excuse me, for the term of the, and we chose the 10-year window because we feel like it's favorable in terms of rate. It also is something that we can do versus a 15 or 20-year, and then who knows where we'll be in 10 years. We may need to do another GO bond.
And this is our only GO bond that we'll have out right now.
Correct.
We have no current debt.
No long-term debt whatsoever right now.
What's our borrowing capacity?
It's in 4 and some change right now. And obviously, that's based, it's 8% of your total assessed value for the entire town.
So this is 75%?
Yes.
Of our total,
Right.
full borrowing capacity.
Yeah.
Correct.
Do we have, is Lawrence? We don't have him.
No,
Alright.
he's the one that put the ordinance together, but, he could be available if it's got a little more complicated, but we can have him for the public hearing when we do this as well.
Because this is first reading, we'll have a second,
Yeah.
we'll have a public hearing and a second reading on this.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, I just wanted to reiterate that. I think it's, like you said, the town's never done anything like this before.
Well, it's been a long
A long time, so
More than
Just-
your span.
Yes.
making sure it's communicated clearly to
Yep.
the town residents, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and when they get their tax bill and it's different, you just don't want the.
Because the tax bills will look different.
Right.
Yeah,
Now, right
and
now.
they're gonna, and, I just want to make sure they're aware.
No,
Why.
it's a good point. It's a good time to talk about it. So.
Yeah,
go
the
ahead.
goal is right now, your tax bill says 74 mills. And the goal is that there would be general fund hopefully around 68 mills. Then you'd have 6 mills set aside to underwrite the debt service payment. But that's all tied to the value of the mill. And since we've seen significant increase in the mill value, the actual millage rate designated for debt will actually be probably a little smaller than I anticipated, to be quite honest with you.
And getting this done now allows you now to start working the budget and set that.
And this gives us the ability, we've got the ARPA funds, we've got this now, so we're going to be able to do a significant amount of capital or deferred maintenance, if you will, that we've never been able to do before, and this will give us the ability to do that.
No, I think it's a very creative way to raise the funds while not, offsetting the taxes that will be raised in that. So I think and kudos to y'all, because you couldn't do that if we weren't in such great financial shape, so.
Exactly.
But, yeah, I'll ask more questions at the public hearing. If we could, maybe some sort of
Presentation?
one or two, nothing complicated, but
Yeah.
just a slide that shows that, just so it's out there.
Very good.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
All right, pleasure of council on ordinance 20-22-3.
I make a motion, we adopt ordinance 2022-3.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? We've had some. I understand we want a little bit of a presentation. That's one of the discussion points. Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. It's unanimous. Thank you. We have resolutions.
Yeah, Resolution 1, 2022, resolution authorizing the execution of a memorandum of agreement between the stormwater management and utility with the town of Port Royal. We obviously have a good working relationship with the stormwater utility personnel at the county. They provide us with timely documents that we were able to act upon. So this is basically gives us the authority to enact the the memorandum of agreement that you will act on a little bit later in the meeting. It just gives you the authority to actually do that.
Very good. Any questions? What's the pleasure of council on resolution 1-20-22?
Move that we approve resolution 1-2022.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Next is the resolution 2-20-22.
Yeah, resolution electing the standard allowance for lost revenues under the American Rescue Plan. One of the most rulings or change in rules that came out regarding the distribution of those funds basically provided for more discretion to any entities that receive less than $10 million. This resolution would give you all the flexibility to address some of the capital concerns you may have that maybe don't fit that first set of parameters for the expenditure of those funds. If you recall, the distribution was based upon population, and our initial allocation was 6.6 million, but because you're capped at 75% of your current budget, our distribution is then readjusted to be 5.4 million. So obviously, we're well within the 10 million cap, if you will. So this will give you that discretion. And one of the things that obviously we're dealing with is the cost overruns of the installation of the sewer, as well as the dock situation. It just gives us a little bit more flexibility to address some capital needs in the town.
Very good.
What's the time frame on that, when that money will start to?
We've already received half of it.
Okay.
And
It's
so-
in our account, it was with the county.
No, it's in our account.
We got it.
ARPA come directly
Yeah,
to us.
And we have separate reports and separate accounting that we have to do.
Okay.
Right, this doesn't alleviate us reporting how the money is spent.
Oh, yeah,
It
no.
just alleviates the tight restrictions that were put in place for smaller municipalities.
So once we pass this resolution, we can start getting a game plan together.
Well, yeah, we can look at the capital improvements program,
Okay.
leverage it against the $3 million that we're borrowing to make those dollars go further.
I think that's exactly right, Kevin. Once we get past the second reading on the 3 million, we get that borrowing, we take this, and then staff brings us back, here's the project list, here's the priorities that they're recommending, we include that, they start to figure out the funding.
Go to
We've already got the parking lot, the Sands Beach parking lot one, that could come out of,
Yep.
if we choose to, or either take it out of the final budget. Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
What's the pleasure of council?
Move.
Resolution 2-20-22.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Final resolution of the night, 3-20-22.
Actually, there's one more after that one, too.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Resolution regarding non-discrimination on the basis of disability as established by Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act as amended in the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. This is a federal compliance issue. Obviously, as recipients of federal dollars through the Community Development Block Grant as well as ARPA, we have to ensure that we're adhering to the ADA policies that would apply to us. And this is one of the things that we're required to do on an annual basis.
We do this every year?
Yes, sir.
What's the pleasure of council?
I make a motion we adopt resolution 3-22.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Last one, sorry about that.
That's all right.
4-20-22, the Fair Housing Resolution.
It is also one of the annual stipulated resolutions that's required for council as recipients of federal funding.
Very good. Pleasure of council.
Make a motion to approve resolution 4-2022.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have two appointments. Council actions, we have two appointments tonight. We have the ZBOA appointment. We did a interview last week of Dennis Sherwood. Dennis, I don't see, is he here? No. Nope, I don't see him. What's the pleasure of council?
I make a motion to appoint Dennis Sherbert to the ZOBA.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And we have a reappointment of Linda Robinson to the Beaufort Housing Authority. Linda here?
And I just wanted to say that I got a call from their executive director, and they said I think she's actually the chair now, right now, maybe. But they say she's been at every meeting. She's very attentive. So she's one of the, I don't want to brag on her, but she's one of the better members. So they were asking us to make sure.
Brag on her. Brag on Ms. Robinson.
Somebody for us.
What's the pleasure of council?
Make a motion to reappoint Linda Robinson to the Beaufort Housing Authority.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Could you just reach out to her, maybe, and see if they can't put together a little presentation, come forward and let us know what they're doing,
Yeah, sure.
please? Next is the memorandum of agreement for stormwater.
Yeah, this would extend the term through 2027. This gets us into the specifics of the cost sharing amongst all of the municipalities that participate in stormwater utility. We do sampling together, we do public education together. This addresses how the fees are collected and distributed to the municipalities. And like I said, been a really good working relationship. Obviously, this has been the program that's helped underwrite the improvements to Cypress Wetlands and all the other stormwater projects we funded.
And this is an ongoing as well.
Oh,
We're just
absolutely.
updating, we're updating an existing memorandum of agreement. What's the pleasure of council?
I move that we approve the memorandum of agreement for stormwater.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, please signify by saying aye. Approved. Thank you. Resurfacing the sands,
All
boat
right.
landing.
We received 2 bids for the work, and obviously it involves basically that area just above where you would turn off and to go to Sands Beach or to the community beer garden, and it would resurface and restrike. We had a couple bids. One was very high, and then the other, Locust provided 2. One involved milling. We did have some concerns about milling, what that could potentially create. So it's staff recommendation to accept the lower responsible bid of $76,796 and 80 cents. And obviously, we're going to talk to them about the parking places to make sure we can steepen them out. Something I read in by one of the columnists mentioned, and I just wanted to bring this up because we've had this discussion, that a former county attorney indicated that all of the boat landings were indeed owned by Beaufort County through prescriptive easement. Is that correct? Is that what you heard? That's what I thought. And so I've got to figure out what that actually means, but we obviously will move forward with this one.
Yes, very.
We gotta move forward. We gotta,
Yeah.
this one may go on a while to figure out who owns it, but we
Show
own the
good
parking
faith.
lot. We own the parking lot.
That's right.
In this aspect. What's the pleasure of council?
I make a motion, we approve the contract for the resurfacing of the Sands Beach boat landing with the lowest bidder.
I second that.
Any further discussion? I think the only thing I would add is schedule really as quick as possible. Can we get a schedule out there? Obviously, boating season is starting. We'd love to have it up and running and
Yeah.
see what we can do. It's a good place. Maybe even nighttime work makes sense on this one. Who knows? It's really, as long as they can do it within that
Less
price.
impact to the environment and to the community.
Fourth of July right around the corner,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, so we'd love to see if we can't, get this going on, see what that schedule could be.
Perfect.
Okay? Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Thank you. Important dates.
Saturday, April 16th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. is the Soft Shell Crab Festival. So you'll see Brooke running around with her hair on fire for the next few days. Saturday, April 23rd, from 8 to 2 p.m. is the Craft Market at Live Oaks Park. Sunday, April 24th, from 4 to 6 is the Yoga Festival at Naval Heritage Park. And then Saturday, April 30th at 9 a.m. is the Bird Birthday at the Amphitheater at the Cypress Wetlands. So obviously a great event, and there will be a dedication of the plaque to Pete Richards at that event. He was the guy that, made a presentation to y'all regarding helping underwrite the creation of the Friends of Cypress Wetlands group.
Started the whole thing. Very good. Council, any important dates, anything you want to add to the important date list that you're aware of? All right, we're at council comment. Anything anybody would like to pass on?
I'm good, sir.
You good?
Yes, sir.
Van, you think we should bring that discussion up now, or you gonna deal with it separately? Resignation.
Oh, I think you should probably, I'm working my brain through that. So we've had somebody that's recently accepted a position with an organization, so we're going to need to make a reappointment as quickly as we can. To the, make sure, let me get the title right, you tell me.
Beaufort
exactly.
Jasper EOC
There we
Right.
go.
Commission.
Okay.
Yes. Yes,
So we need to get a notice out
right,
right away next week's
Yes.
next week's newsletter,
yes.
and let's see what we can do to start finding.
Yeah, because I think what's important as well, and Darryl brought this up with me, I think we are required to sign off
Right.
to that.
As a commissioner.
And so because
Okay.
of that, the timeline involved, I may have to be the signature on that report in order to satisfy their compliance issues, correct?
So could we just entertain a motion to approve him or authorize him to do that?
I think I probably can, as a signatory on most of those
He's an
things.
employee of the town. But of course, I have no vote on this because of the recruitment.
Yeah, and it's effective immediately.
Yes. In fact, our executive director just walked in.
Oh, you should leave right now. No.
Just walked in.
You made it just in time?
Can you come forward? Can you come forward? We're talking about the fact that the Borough representative has had to resign,
And he could share the requirements, the new requirements.
and what it is that you are going to need from us to keep your process moving along smoothly.
Thank you to the council.
Introduce yourself to the.
I am James Williams, Executive Director of Beaufort Jasper EOC. Our drone was flying over, so we just had the perfect timing to walk in around. No, but yes, as of the first of the month, because of the new status of Mr. Owens, the state requires that we have a new board member appointed. I actually have brought along the document if needed, but it's whoever the council choose to appoint to appoint in subject of Mr. Owens, then they will become the new representative on our board. And we already have an appointee that sits on the board, but the municipality has to have the board member assigned.
Okay, and timing-wise, because this wasn't on an agenda, I'm concerned about just ad hoc doing it off agenda tonight.
But,
Can, can you hold till our May meeting? Will that affect, or do we need to do something? Do we need to put a special meeting together in some way to keep you
In compliance?
in compliance? That's where we are, sir.
So we would be out of compliance we're actually out of compliance as of March 1st. So,
As of March 1st, you're
Yes.
out of compliance.
because I think his position expired February 22.
No, but we had reappointed him. Actually, I have not accepted the position until recently, so you were still legal.
So, but you accepted the position as effective what day?
I became employed on April 11th.
So as of so as of Monday, we were out of compliance.
Yes, as of
and,
Monday.
is our appointed board member Charlotte Murray?
Yes,
Correct.
and we reappointed her 2
Yeah.
months ago.
Okay.
Right, right.
So the appointed member is fine,
Yeah,
but the designated member is out of compliance.
okay.
And you said representative, so that could be anyone that the town deems.
So can our administrator serve as the representative until council can deliberate a little bit on who we want?
Absolutely.
That's the question that we have. Without us doing anything, as administrator, he can get you back into compliance,
Absolutely.
and then we'll see if we'll find a representative, a full-time representative, or use our current appointee, if they want to be that. You gotta think about this.
Ms. Charlotte?
She's already.
Let's
on.
talk about it.
No, the law says it has to be the
Right.
representative of the town. She's
The
the
representative
proxy.
of the town.
A representative of town.
Okay, you're gonna be the
Okay.
proxy for now, and
Yes.
then council will act on this in May.
Okay.
I think that's the best way to do this.
It works for me.
That's what we're concerned about. We gotta
Yes.
keep you moving.
As long as the representative of the town, it meets the standard for the code, so the state will be happy, gives the council time to deliberate, makes the council happy, and I'm in compliance, it makes me happy.
Good,
That's good.
perfect.
And the kids are happy.
Yeah.
And the kids are happy.
The kids in the community are happy.
All right, so I think we worked through the process, got an agenda item for May.
Yep.
That we have to deal with, and get that moved on.
Perfect timing. My time, I need to get a lottery number this week then.
Yeah, this was perfect timing, it was perfect timing.
Do I need you to?
Yes, please. I can see you later.
Okay.
Very good. Any other public comment? Thank you, Darrell, for bringing that to everybody's attention.
Yeah, I'll just say really quick, I attended the open house, the public meeting that was put on by the Marine Corps and the Navy about the ambulatory care center that they're building out on the air station. And I thought they did a really great job with it. I just wanted to kind of commend them for keeping everybody informed and up to date on that and what that looks like. And this presentation yesterday was all kind of about the environmental impact that it's going to have. So I just thought that was really good that they're trying to be as transparent as they can, and this is it's a massive project and it's very impressive, and just want everyone to know us and the town, we're keeping our eyes on it to see how it will impact us and affect us going forward.
But it
just
is not a replacement for the Naval Hospital. It is not a
Let me make sure I ask
replacement
that question.
for the
Exactly.
Naval
It's not-
Hospital.
Naval Hospital is not threatened by this.
by this construction right now.
100,000 square footage.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you, Kevin, for that. And you also went to the delegation meeting. You were able to attend that?
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was, I mean, Van did a great job.
Yeah, so we got we got the grant, thank you for going to that. And we also moved along our
Nomination.
representative to the Beaufort Jasper Water and Sewer Authority. That's been moved along to the next step. We now have to get the governor's signature, so I will start working on that aspect to see if we can get, it's only been since August, so I guess, the government does move slow.
Maybe by
sometimes too
August.
slow. We'll see if we can't get that moved to the next step as well. If that's it from council comments, I'll open it up to public comment and start Port Royal Foundation. Eileen has asked to come forward.
Hello,
Hello.
it's Pamela and Eileen from the Historic Port Royal Foundation. I'm sure you know us by now. We just wanted to give you guys an update. Jerry actually made a great helpful suggestion to us that maybe we should show up every once in a while and tell you what's going on. And so we figured we'd do that tonight since it's been a couple of months. As you probably all know, we have our new logo and our new website is up. Please take a visit if you can. Thank you. Well, we worked really hard on that. We still have some other areas to add to it. We're going to be putting a blog on it, and the CBB is going to help us with that. Teaching old dogs new tricks, and we'll soon have a retail store up as well. So we're getting a lot of traffic through the website. We're getting a lot of people are getting to notice us. We've gotten volunteers through the website now, and some donations, and hopefully soon, memberships and things like that. So that's all up and running. We have noticed approximately a 50% increase in visitors this year from last year and this time last year. And last year was a stellar year. We had 3,000 visitors to the museum. So we're looking at a lot more than that if the trend keeps going from that. We have noticed a little bit of decrease in visitor donations, and we kind of feel it's probably a lot to do with our economy right now. Groceries and gas definitely come a little bit ahead of museum donations, but we are tracking that as well. And just also to let you know, we're beginning conversations with some key players on the 150th birthday of the town to see if we can't come up with some organized activities and things like that. And again, the CBB has offered assistance with helping us determine what type of advertising to do, and we're all just in the very first steps of all of this, but we have that very sharply in focus because 2 years will be here before we know it. And it takes a little time to get things going with that. So that was all I had. Did you have anything to add to that?
If you have any comments about the new website, make it better or whatever, we are always open to suggestions and comments and phone calls or a text or whatever says, have you thought about this, or this would make it better, or we've read it through. That would be really appreciated. All of you.
All right.
How many members do you have?
We are probably up to about 66 now. We dropped down to just a few years ago, and then last year we had it bumped up to around 43. The pandemic really hit us hard with the membership, but it is coming back very strong. We are very excited about that. So.
Does the school come up there? Do they do a little tour or anything?
They're coming in on Wednesday.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's
Very
so,
nice.
yeah, we've got 2 classes coming in on Wednesday afternoon, so this will be a great thing.
Absolutely.
And what are your hours again, so people will know?
Thursday through Sunday, 10 to 3.
Okay.
Or upon request. We can do groups
And that's
upon
what
request.
we're doing with the students. We're putting them in on a day that the museum is not open, so they have 100% attention given to them from the docents and all of us, and that they, can interact on a level that first graders should interact on.
Yes, it is first graders this time, so pray for us.
You'll have fun.
They'll be fun.
You'll have fun with that.
Good, thank you, Alan.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you for coming, Alan.
Before I ask for any other public comment, I forgot one item that I wanted to bring up. I got a request from the Friends of the Beaufort County Library if we had a recommendation for somebody on their board. It's kind of an app, didn't know it existed, honestly. I'm sorry that I didn't know that there was a
Volunteers?
Friends of the Library, but there is. And so if anybody thinks about that, or anybody from Port Royal who would like to be interested in the Friends of the Beaufort County Library, reach out to me. I'll let you know how to
We
get in
can
touch with them.
Get some info on that commitment.
Right, I don't know.
Is that once a month,
Literally
once
just
every
came,
other month?
it came to me in an email, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to get some details on it. But
They meet
just to
every
let you
other
know
week.
that there's a
Yeah.
slot available, so if we can see if we can, what
Just,
we can
yeah,
do in
they
that
meet
aspect.
during the day, or they meet at night, or, yeah.
It's different than the library board. This is like
Yeah.
Friends in that aspect. So just wanted to, I forgot to pass that on. I wanted to do that. We're open to public comment. Anybody else have any public comment? Anything you want to address us with? Please come forward. State your name, address, and let us know.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Josh Scoletti. For those that do not know me, I live in Mossy Oaks on Broom Lane, and I also have a second home here on Paris Avenue that I currently rent out. I work with Ladies Island St. Helena Fire District as a lieutenant, and I have for the last 9 years serving the community there. It's been a great opportunity for me. I've learned a lot about leadership and growth through my time there. And this year I decided to run for County Council, District 4, to represent the district that I grew up in. I've been in District 4 most of my life. So tonight, I just wanted to introduce myself and open up the opportunity for anybody that would like to ask any questions for why I'm deciding to run. So I look forward to getting to know each of you more as this plays out. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none and hearing none. Anything on no public comment? We don't normally address them anymore anyway. That's right, since we opened it up. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Thank you, everybody.